Hello, this is Resource of the Week with SolanoConnex, Mental Health, Service Access, and You. My name is Elena Starr.
I'm Valentina Kelly. This week, we're meeting with Katie Nicole, the Director of Mental Health Services for Planned Parenthood, Northern California, and therapist Katie Nicole, LCSW, therapist and private practice. Katie, thank you so much for joining us, and we are so excited to learn more about the organizations that you work for. Could you tell us which organization you're from and what it specializes in?
Sure. Yeah. Hey, everyone. So I'm a director of mental health services, as you said, for Planned Parenthood of Northern California, also known as PP NorCal. And we cover the Northern California region. Our affiliate covers health centers that are located in San Francisco, as well as far out as Antioch, Concord, Walnut Creek, San Ramon. We also have a health center in Richmond and Napa, and also in Fairfield, Vallejo, and as well as far north as Eureka, Humboldt, Redding locations. So we encompass 17 health centers in total, and we are able to provide mental health services to all patients seeking reproductive health care for a myriad of different reasons. And our team and our department within PP NorCal is actually quite small. There's 4 of us that are licensed therapists. And then come this summer, as well as fall of 2022, we will be introducing students who are interns getting their master's in counseling to our cadre of behavioral health specialists. So we're really excited to have them coming on board this summer.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. And I know you mentioned that you offer mental health services for people in need of reproductive health. Is that correct?
That's right. So we're a mild to moderate mental health provider. So we're really working with our clients on a continuum, as well as for on-the-spot crisis intervention and counseling. So they may be coming to the health center for reproductive health care related issues, and it may be that they're presenting with anxiety or depression or some concerns about what might be happening in their lives. That's a psychosocial stressor rather. So then we're able to meet with them on the spot and really provide them with that crisis intervention and counseling. We also see patients for an ongoing, what we would normally consider a traditional therapy session, which is about 50 minutes each week for ongoing therapy support. And we're able to do that over the phone. We have a teletherapy platform. And for other folks, we are able to see them in person. Right now, our therapists are working in a hybrid approach. So some days are in the health centers, some days are seeing patients over the phone.
Great. And who can access these services? Are there any limitations on who can access them?
That's a great question. Pretty much anyone that's coming into our health centers for any kind of, concerns or medical related issues, we can see patients starting from 16 all the way up to age 64, 65. And we meet with patients from all socioeconomic backgrounds, all different gender, racial categorizations, folks that are coming in for gender affirming care services as well. That's a big part of our program. And we also work with prenatal patients. So we're following these folks throughout their the trajectory of their pregnancy.
Wow, that's a pretty broad range. That's pretty great to hear. Is there anything, so if somebody wanted to get services, is there anything they should know about? What would the first steps kind of look like?
Yeah, so typically what will happen is we have reproductive health specialists as well as clinicians that are seeing all the patients for their visit. So sometimes we will let the patients know, oh, we actually have therapists on site. We have therapy and counseling services available. And patients, if they're interested, then know that they can be referred directly to us. So sometimes clinicians and reproductive health specialists, as we call them, RHSs, will then just in basket us or email us or even call us and let us know that they have a patient that's interested in seeking therapy or counseling. And sometimes patients will just call us directly. They may have heard word of mouth from other patients, friends, family, or we also have obviously posters up at the health centers letting folks know that they can access a therapist if they're interested. So there's a few different avenues. I would say the most common one tends to be from we work very collaboratively with all of our healthcare providers, clinicians, nurse practitioners, nurses, physicians. I would say the bulk of those referrals are coming from the folks that we work with day in, day out.
Awesome. And I know you mentioned this before. Planned Parenthood NorCal covers a large service area, but in terms of Solano County or maybe nearby Solano County, where are you guys located?
That's a great question. So we do have a health center in Fairfield on Travis Boulevard, and we also have another health center in Vallejo. So patients can come to either of those two centers within Solano County and access any type of reproductive health care that's of interest or that's of concern. And then they can also be referred to a counselor. I work out of the Vallejo Health Center on Tuesdays, but on the days that I'm not there, or even for folks that are seeking services in Fairfield, somebody from that location can always refer a patient to us. So, and we actually do have a few openings. Right now, we are contracted with Beacon Partnership of Solano
Awesome.
County. So any patient that has partnership can be seen for therapy, and it would be billed to their insurance. So it's really of no cost to the patient. It's fully covered. For other folks who don't happen to have that insurance, we can offer them a sliding scale fee. Sometimes we have a little bit less availability with sliding scale fee, but certainly, especially when our students are back up this summer and fall, we'll have way more availability for our patients to access us and pay for therapy out of pocket. And if you think about it, really, therapy in the Bay Area can range anywhere from, 125 to $200 a session.
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood sliding scale fee is way less than that. It's way more affordable. And we certainly take into account any socioeconomic challenges or stressors that patients might be facing so that it doesn't become an exorbitant cost to them.
Awesome. Awesome. And do you guys provide services in any other languages aside from English or have any?
It's a great question. Not at this time. Unfortunately, we do not have any bilingual providers, but that is always something that we're looking to think about and think through. So we often, for folks who are, I mean, I know a little bit of conversational Spanish, but not enough to really provide the best support that I can. So in those cases, we do refer out to our Spanish speaking community agencies.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. And what is the best way for people to get more information? Can they visit a website or social media?
Definitely. So, for anyone that would like to receive any type of services through Planned Parenthood of Northern California, the best option is just to go to our website, it's ppnorcal.org. You could also follow us on Instagram. I'm almost positive it's also it's just ppnorcal. And we do have a social media presence there, as well as community organizing events or things that are just happening on a public policy level. But for any mental health related needs, ppnorcal.org, and again, ppnorcal for Instagram.
Great. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add that we didn't talk about yet or cover?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of times people will ask us, well, what's the typical patient that you'll come across or see, or what kind of mental health specialties are you involved in? And really, we really are a mild to moderate provider. So folks that are dealing with diagnoses that tend to be a little bit more on the depressive or adjustment related or even anxiety related, mental health diagnoses. We certainly work with folks who are engaged in wanting to think through, issues that are life stressors to them. Certainly, COVID has for sure been a real mental health issue for quite some time now. And relational concerns, job insecurity, partner violence. I would say that for a lot of our patients, they often come to us because they're coping with either current or past trauma. Um, and really, our therapists are trained, licensed, and excellent, really committed to all of our patients and their mental health needs like I was saying earlier, on the spot crisis intervention and counseling, as well as for ongoing.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is really helpful information and I'm hoping really useful information too to know more about the services. We just want to thank you so much for joining us today and teaching us about the services Planned Parenthood NorCal provides. Like I said, I think this will be really helpful. And we just want to remind everybody, if you want to learn more about this resource, we're going to put the links of the website in our post and tag the social media so you guys can check those out. And we also want to remind you, if you're looking for other mental or emotional health resources and services, you can always visit SolanoConnex.org, and that's Solano, CONNEX.org. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.